Welcome to the Electronic Recruitment Application, or ERA. ERA is constantly evolving, and there are new improvements to ERA every few months. These improvements will make it easier for HR posts to recruit using ERA. Don't worry, the basics of recruitment are still the same and based on the recruitment policy. Changes are made from feedback we receive from you, so thank you, and keep the feedback coming to your ERA team. We will begin with a brief introduction to ERA, and then I will show you how it all works. In the example, we will cover how to draft, review, and approve vacancy announcements. I will also show some of the actions you can take from the announcement summary page, such as viewing shortlists or certificates as they are labeled in the system, and managing the case file. As we said in training, remember that ERA is based on a State Department civil service system, so there are still some parts that don't fit with recruiting overseas. Make sure you have the Vacancy Builder 101 and your updated job aid number 3 with you as you create vacancies. They are located on the HROE ERA portal. Now let's begin. When building a vacancy announcement, you will notice a simple look allowing for easy navigation. For example, after the initial setup page, users can choose to enter vacancy information on any page and in any order they wish. HROE recommends that you learn by moving from left to right on the top pages. Also, the system will automatically save when users move to another area in the builder, so you won't lose information if you forget to click Save before moving to the next page. In addition, users can easily search and view the question library to find and add questions to the announcement. Let me show you the Vacancy Builder in ERA. You will land on the Home dashboard after logging into the system. Move to the Hiring Management module by selecting this option from the Launchpad. On the Hiring Management dashboard, any announcements you created or updated will appear here. To create a new announcement, click Create Announcement. You will automatically be moved to the Announcement Templates page, as shown by the breadcrumbs at the top of the page. You will only see 2 templates, VA Template 1 and USAID PSC template. Choose the VA1 template. From the Actions menu for your template, select New Announcement. It's very important that you select New Announcement. If not, you will be altering the template. You don't want to do that. Then enter the announcement number following the format specified in the ERA policy, which is the post, year, and vacancy number. Remember, if you are re-advertising, training, or using substituting experience for education, you will need to add a letter on the end. Check the ERA policy or the VA template for more information. Next, set up the vacancy with basic information to get started. Follow the template instructions that appear in each field and as shown in your Vacancy Builder 101. You must enter information into all the required fields on this page, as indicated by the red asterisks, in order to move forward. The Next button will be grayed out, and you will not be able to click it until you've completed all the required fields. After you click Next, the announcement is started, and you will be able to come back to it at a later time. First, you must choose a department. You can either begin by typing in the search box and making a selection from the display, or click Find a Department and make a selection from the Department drop-down box. The selected department will be displayed on the screen. This should be the Post, Mission, or Consulate. In the Basic Information section, the announcement number is pre-filled based on your earlier input. Enter the official position title in the position title field. This must be the official title taken directly from the position description. Adjust the open and close dates as needed. Remember, you must have a minimum of 5 business days in this field. Begin typing the series and make a selection from the display. This must come directly from the position description. The selected series will appear below the box. For each of our positions, there will be one series. In the series parenthetical field, you may enter the working title if applicable. If not, delete the instructional text. Finally, select the grade from the position being advertised by clicking the drop-down arrow and clicking the checkboxes. At the bottom of the page, you have the option to attach a document to the case file. You should attach the PD for the position by using the Attach a File link. I will show you how to add documents to the case file at the end of this video. Do not make any changes to the Additional Steps section. After completing all required fields, the Next button turns blue to indicate that it is active. Click Next to create the draft announcement and move into the Vacancy Builder. First, let's take a look at this whole screen. The announcement number and position title appear at the top left of the screen. Click this link to return to the setup page and make edits. Also at the top of the page, you will see a progress bar with 5 pages. Each page title is a clickable link that you can use to move to that page. Once you reach this point in the builder, you do not have to complete the pages in order, but HROE recommends that you get used to filling out all of the fields on page 1 before moving to page 2 and onwards. All of the required fields on all pages, as indicated by the red asterisks, must be completed before you can approve the vacancy. The first page is the vacancy details page. Fields on this page include location information, location settings, pay information, vacancy options, and tracking fields. For locations, the template already includes the locations for your country. Click Remove in the Options column for locations you do not want to include in the announcement. Depending on how the vacancy will be advertised, under Pay, you need to decide which pay plan to use. If it is for all interested, insert the LE pay plan and the local currency. If it is open to US EFMs only, then the pay plan should be FS and the currency in US dollars. Remember, you only need to enter information into the salary low field. We do not negotiate salaries. If your local labor law does not allow you to input salaries, you can enter 0.00 into the salary low field. The supervisory position should be marked yes or no. This information is taken directly from the PD. Under Vacancy Options, you will have a drop-down menu that lists all of the announcement types taken directly from HROE's VA template. Select the one that applies. Required eligibility should be public. Also, for the security clearance required, make sure you have checked the VA template to ensure that you have the correct security clearance for this position. The vacancy close options can be left blank. If you scroll down the page, the tracking section is very important. This is where we can collect data for running reports. Follow the Vacancy Building 101 to make sure you are correctly inputting the information into the tracking information section. Next comes notifications. Remember, you can only enter existing ERA users here. The public status for this vacancy should be checked. It has been disabled for ERA. The additional vacancy data is the last box on the page. This is a required field and will be the section/agency where the position is located. A complete list of all agencies, whether they are at your post or not, are listed here. To move to the next page, you can click either the Save and Continue button at the bottom of the screen, or select the page from the progress bar at the top of the page. Remember, the system automatically saves when you move to a new page. However, it is still a good idea to click the Save button when you want to save work within a page. Let's move to the announcement text page. The announcement text page is where you enter all the text that will be displayed on the announcement. All of the fields are listed on this page without tabs, so you can scroll down. You can also click the link for a specific field from the sidebar menu to jump to that section. Follow the template instructions in each field. If you scroll down the page, you will notice that all the boxes have been pre-populated from the VA template. In many cases, you will need to edit the text to remove the instructions and customize the information for your announcement. For example, in the Appointment Type Details field, remove the instructional text and one of the bullets as necessary. You will see that each field includes a character count. If you exceed the character limit, the count will display a negative number and an error message. You must fix the error for the system to save and to move to another page. The hiring agency field is how the applicant will know where the job will be located. For single post countries, this field will default to the embassy name. For multi-post countries, you will need to select the correct post. In the duties section, note that the summary field has been reduced to 500 characters. In the major duties box, keep the default selection of major duties paragraph and enter the basic function of the position. Do not use the responsibilities list option. In the Who May Apply to the Announcement section, leave the hiring path selection as Open to the Public and ensure the boxes under the hiring paths subsection remain unchecked. Then, edit the text in the Who May Apply / Clarification from the Agency box as appropriate. Only one Open To category should remain. Qualifications will be pre-populated. HR should not alter this information at all. If you continue scrolling down the page, you may alter data in the rest of the boxes. Be sure to follow the vacancy announcement template from April 2018 and the VA 101. In the Documents section are required documents and documents for auto request. The Documents section appears on the vacancy announcement text. This will tell applicants the documents that they need to have ready and upload with their application. The Documents for auto request is the space in the application where applicants can physically upload their documents. Remember, for all interested vacancies, make sure that you include the DD 214 and SF 50. It is also a good best practice to include one or more other documents. This will enable applicants to add any documents that they'd like to support their application. The last large section of the page is the contacts information. This should be pre-populated. If you ever want to change anything on this page permanently, please contact HROE Helps from the HROE intranet site. Next, let's move to the eligibility page. This page shows the eligibility questions, which is the first set of questions an applicant will answer. Be sure to select the eligibility set associated with your hiring post location from the drop-down box. Remember, this is your DS 174. The questions for the selected eligibility set are shown below. Next, let's review the assessments page. The assessment page will automatically include a place for the required vacancy questions. Click the yellow Manage Questions button to select and manage questions. If you know the exact question you wish to add, use the Quick Search feature by typing the question ID or question text into the field. Make a selection from the list and click Add. I will demonstrate both methods. Another option is to use the Advanced Search feature. Select a category. This is the job series number. and a subcategory. Remember, this is based on the M-Class subcategories of responsibilities, knowledge, intellectual skills, communication, and working environment. Then click Advanced Search. The system will display all questions in the subcategory you selected. If you want to change the filter criteria, click Show Filter and adjust the fields as you wish. Click the arrow icon to view the question choices. When you find questions you want to add, click the checkboxes next to those questions, and then click Add Questions. You will be returned to the Manage Selected Questions page, where you can choose more questions or manage the questions you have selected. The selected questions will appear at the bottom of the page. By default, all of the questions will be mandatory. The category for each question is listed underneath the question text. You must always add the mandatory vacancy questions from the 0998 and 0997 categories. These are the work permit question and the follow-on Tell us your work status, and do you have the required education, experience, and languages as mentioned in the vacancy announcement. If you are new to ERA and hearing this for the first time, visit the HROE ERA page for the exact question text. For these questions only, you may apply screenouts. These questions must not be weighted. Click Create Screenout next to the choice on which you want to screen applicants. Then select a reason from the drop-down menu and click Add Screenout. If an applicant selects the choice you marked as a screenout, the applicant will appear as ineligible or INEL in the applicant listing. Be sure to review applications for all preference candidates even if they are marked as ineligible due to a screenout. Be very careful with screenouts. For scoring questions, enter weights into the boxes next to each choice following the ERA guidance located on the HROE ERA portal. The maximum total points for each question is 9. The 9 points are distributed across the different choices depending on the question type and the number of choices. For multiple choice questions, or MC questions, the points will be distributed so that the most valued response receives the maximum of 9 points. For multiple answer multiple choice questions, or MAMC questions, the points will be divided across the choices, not including the 0 response. You may change the order of the questions by clicking the up-down arrow icon and making a selection. You can also click and hold the Move link to drag and drop questions into a different order. A small black dot will appear to indicate where the question will be dropped when you release the mouse. The job seeker will see the questions in the same order as they appear in the builder. When you have finished managing the questions, click Save to return to the assessments page. Then click Save and Review to move to the next page, or click Review from the progress bar. The review page provides a summary of the vacancy data and shows where information is missing in red text. To make edits, either click the Edit link for the section or go to the page using the progress bar. At the bottom of the page is the Approvals section. Notice the Approve Vacancy button is grayed out. Before a vacancy can be approved, it has to be marked as ready for approval. This is a final check to make sure all the required fields are completed. If any data is missing, the system will display an error message in red about what needs to be fixed before the announcement can be marked as ready for approval. I'm going to switch to a different vacancy that I drafted earlier to show the approval process. I click Exit to leave the Vacancy Builder, and then click Announcements. To find existing announcements, you can use the filter options or the search function. I'm going to use the search function with the announcement number, which will take me directly to the announcement summary page. Here I see that the status of the announcement is new, and I can review the draft announcement. From the Page Actions menu, I can either choose to edit the announcement if I want to make changes, or if everything looks good, I can choose to go directly to the approval section. When I click Ready for Approval, the Approve Vacancy button turns purple to show that it is active. Then click the purple button to approve the vacancy. Approving the vacancy will automatically send the announcement to the country's specific seeker site. HROE would like all HROs to approve the vacancies unless the HRO designates this responsibility to the vacancy creator. Also, when the vacancy is approved, the announcement status will change to Open, which you can view on the announcement summary page. If you click Unapprove Vacancy, the announcement will no longer be available on the seeker site, and the status will revert to Pending Approval on the announcement summary page. You can only unapprove the vacancy if no applicants have applied. Click the Preview button at any time while building your vacancy to see how the announcement will look on the job seeker's site. The preview will open in a separate window. The last topics I will show are some of the actions you can take from the announcement summary page. I will go back to the announcements page and search for another sample vacancy. In the Applications section, there is a link to View Applicants and another to View Certificates. The View Applicants link will show the current staging area. Remember, staging area is the name we use in ERA where all the applicant data is shown. If you click the View Applicants link, it will take you to the applicant listing for the selected staging area. Also, if you click the link for View Certificates, you will be navigated to the certificate listing where you can see the shortlist that was created for the staging area. From the Page Actions menu, you can copy the announcement or manage the case file. The Manage Case File link is also available on each page of the Vacancy Builder when drafting the announcement. Click this link to upload and manage documents in the case file. In accordance with ERA policy, ERA users must upload the position description for the vacancy. In addition, this is a great place to store the schedule for interview email from the selecting official and any fund site emails from FMC, for example. To attach the PD, click the Attach a File link. Select PD as the case file type and type a description. Then click Browse to find the PD saved on your computer. And click Upload Case File Document. The system will confirm the successful upload. Click Finished to return to the Case File Management page, where you can view, edit, and delete documents. This concludes the training video. Please remember to use the resources and tools found on the HROE ERA page to help you. This video is instructional, but is not the policy. Check the ERA policy and the recruitment policy for comprehensive information. Thank you.